Well, here I am in Seine Saint Denis. I have just had a meeting at the headquarters of the Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Organizing Committee, the COJO. They have set up their main building in this square, Front Populaire, that has quite a history of its own. Seine Saint Denis has been one of the very leading industrial centers in the 19th century, together with places like Manchester or the Ruhr in Germany. And there is a whole process of transformation now, long overdue, in this area that the Olympic Games are helping spearhead. Like it happened in London with developments in the east end of the city. Paris also was in much need to advance developments in heavily deprived areas, such as Seine Saint Denis, that have also great potential. And what is very noticeable to see is the role that in particular universities are playing in this regeneration process. So we have the Front Populaire as the square where the COJO, the organizing committee, is based. And I am now walking in what is called the Cours des Humanités. It's like the Avenue of the Humanities. It presents the campus, Paris Auberville, with the sun and the shadows. It might be difficult to see these information banner, but it's basically presenting this whole area that takes us to where the mairie, the local authority, the city council, is based in the area. So I see that we are surrounded by centers for colloquiums, the clubs for faculty, the house of the researchers, the National Institute of Demographic Studies. There is a social medical center as well here, a cultural and associative center, and student residences. So, well, interesting. As always, with this comes the big debate about gentrification, who is in and who is out, how are different communities being served in this process of development and transformation. So it really matters to see how much attention is being paid to those that are less privileged, how inclusive the process is, or whether there is a rush to just do replacements. Just coming on the metro here to Front Populaire, it was interesting to hear on the speakerphones as soon as you get out to be careful with pickpockets. No, it's not something, I'm trying to see whether this is just a generic message across Paris or whether this is specific to this area, just because of maybe trying to pay attention to the fact that there is a very accelerated process of transformation with headquarters here bringing a lot of international delegations and VIPs to an area that is quite divided. And again, what do we think about this? Is it okay to be highlighting in this matter the possibility of that there are pickpockets out there? Is it just common sense? Is it fair to the area or not? So, well, it's a process that we have seen in many other cities. So let's see how it goes for Paris and for this area. I can say that I am very impressed with the facilities in terms of the campus and the university. It is very nice. And there is an atmosphere of young people, students and researchers, and I think this is also very valuable for the organizing committee. My meeting has just been with the culture team, and they are very conscious of and aware of the value of working with researchers and working with universities in order to document the value of hosting a cultural Olympiad. That's very encouraging. And I hope to be able to help share also the lessons we learned in the context of London in 2012, the very first edition of the Games that had an ambitious program of work to capture the value and impact of its cultural Olympiad specifically. I'm hoping that Paris also follows on that and also goes ahead with an ambitious research program. We do need to document much better than has been the case before the value of hosting cultural programs alongside the Olympic Games and the value of having a cultural Olympiad specifically. Why it is inspiring, why it can be as inclusive as it usually is, but also why is it so difficult to trace it, and why it has been so challenging to get and share information about this really important, historical, in fact essential dimension of the Olympic hosting process. Why is it so difficult for that to be known and understood by the Olympic family itself, both the delegations, the athletes, but even the International Olympic Committee per se, as the body in charge of the custodians of what the Olympic movement is all about. So I'm really hoping that Paris makes another dent to change this and demonstrate that having a strong cultural Olympiad is essential, and it really is an important component of the Olympics and the best route to secure a sustainable legacy, both for the host city and nation, but also for the Olympic movement at large. So I'll keep an eye on this space, and I will continue reporting as things evolve over the next few years. The Cultural Olympiad was just launched a week ago in the case of Paris, and there is a lot online that we can start to observe with a confident narrative, and I hope lots of opportunities to make a difference